For just a few minutes, let me share some observations about the links between and among philanthropy, community, leadership, and higher education. 30 years ago, a New York philanthropist who summered on M.B.A. concluded that Maine needed a better way to help people who were philanthropic give back to the Maine communities and causes they cared about. In other words, he wanted to make stronger connections between and among members of a community. His vision, modeled after his relationship with the New York Community Trust, became the Maine Community Foundation. Today, some 30 years later, through the generosity of thousands of individuals, Maine's Community Foundation has grown from $10 to $300 million in assets and has returned to the community of Maine over $175 million in grants and scholarship awards. It's a remarkable story of vision, leadership, and generosity. It also illustrates a deep understanding of the importance of community connections. Communities reflect the values of the people who live in them, and in other words, each one of us is the embodiment of our community. So what better place than Thomas College to nurture and support a community where everyone belongs, especially those first-generation college students? And who better to make sure that community at Thomas makes the larger connections to the greater community than Laurie, Lachance, your new president? Community is what matters. Where it exists, anything is possible. And where it doesn't, nothing is. Communities with higher levels of connectedness produce children with higher SAT scores, lower dropout rates, higher retention, and less youth violence. Data shows a strong correlation between high levels of community connectedness and high educational achievement, a strong economy, better health, low crime, and good government. And best yet, the more integrated we are with our community, the more likely we are to have reduced incidence of colds, heart attacks, strokes, cancer, and depression. In sum, the more connected we are, the better life is, or as the slogan says, Maine, the way life should be. But sustaining strong community ties, like friendships and marriage, needs constant attention and leadership. So what does this have to do with Laurie and Thomas College? Clearly, the search committee selected the right leader for these times. Similar to the vision, leadership, and generosity that resulted in the creation of the Maine Community Foundation, Laurie's commitment to community, her passion for education, her deep Maine roots, and her belief that Thomas students will graduate with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes to change the world will ensure Thomas College's lifelong success as a leader in higher education in Maine. If you buy my argument that we can have a strong economy and enjoy better health, low crime, and good government by increasing the level of community connectedness, you've got the right president. We build and strengthen connections through hundreds of little and big actions we take every day. And on this campus, I think some of those actions have already included celebrating the selection of a new college president, rearranging some walls so the president's office is more open to the campus community, creating an enormous sign welcoming Laurie when she arrived, contributing to the college's ambitious capital campaign, and inviting the larger community to join in today's celebration. So thank you all who have played a part in selecting and supporting my friend Laurie as she steps into this new role. One final thought. Take good care of Laurie. She's a special person. Know that she will always be guided by what's best for the students, what's best for the faculty and staff, what's best for the college, what's best for the community, and what's best for Maine. There's a sign in her office that says, if you're lucky enough to live in Maine, you're lucky enough. I might tweak that a bit. If you're lucky enough to have Laurie at the helm, you're lucky enough.